What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel, Real Talk Recovery, where we talk about recovery from addiction and I share my life with you. My name is Nicole and I'm a recovering addict. My sobriety date is July 13th of 2015, and this is my channel where we talk about all things addiction recovery. So every Tuesday and Thursday night, Nathaniel.
You need to log on in YouTube. It's not letting me.
What do you mean it's not letting me, Nate? I don't have to log on. Click my picture. That's all you got to do.
Your picture isn't showing up. It's showing that you have to log on. Come on.
I'll be right back, guys. I'm really annoyed right now. You know that? No, you're not. Okay. No. Okay. Hey guys, sorry about that. My son. Cheers, y'all. Cold water. And how's everything going? I saw your comment the other day and I commented back, told you to call me. I hope you're okay. So you guys, tonight we're going to do a meditation. You know, I try to keep the meditation short, not too long of a video. Hey, Rami. So that way we can go back to our lives. Yeah, so let me get that pulled up for you guys real fast, okay? All right, are you guys ready? I'm going to let everybody come in and get adjusted, get situated. Come on in, my people. Come on in. Tonight we are going to be reading from the Just for Today meditation. So if any of you guys have the Just for Today meditation book, get it. Get it. So yeah, I'm just really tired tonight, you guys. I don't really feel like staying on for the whole night. I have been working my butt off today on creating content for TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. And hey, Manders, love you, girl. I'm just going to do meditation tonight, so I hope everybody understands. Like, I just don't feel like being on here for an hour, you know. But I've been like really working hard on trying to do this content for different social media platforms and for different people. And so I've been like trying to rack my brain on different things that I can create content around. And so it's like challenging me right now because I'm trying to make sure that I am I'm utilizing the things that I know a lot about, but I also want to like step outside of my comfort zone. And so it's really hard because I get really comfortable like being on here with you guys and talking about addiction and recovery. And of course that's like my thing is like helping people, right? But I'm also trying to kind of like step outside of that and like try to see if I'm good at other things. And so I'm just learning. And then I work during the day from home, but I am on the phone all day working with people. And so today has been a little bit stressful because I've had some stressful conversations today, but they're conversations that needed to be had. So it's all good, all positive. You know what I mean? Just changes. Man, it's hard. Like when you get used to doing something for a really long time and then you have to like make a change. For some reason, I struggled really bad with making changes, like that transition in between like being the same and then this part right here into the change. Like I dip my toe in, I'll be like, I'm gonna try it. You know what I mean? And then I get scared and I pull back. So that's what I do. Hey, Aaron. Aaron's been watching me over there on TikTok. I've been over there doing some silly stuff too. It is hard. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into it. We'll read this Just for Today meditation, and then we'll talk about it. Okay, guys? All right, here we go. So it says humility expressed by anonymity. Humility is a byproduct that allows us to grow and develop in an atmosphere of freedom and removes the fear of becoming known by our employers, families, or friends as addicts. So, just so you guys know, this is from an AA just for today. And, you know, in AA, they are anonymous. So, keep that in mind. Many of us may not have understood the idea that anonymity is the spiritual foundation of all our traditions. We wondered how this could be. What does anonymity have to do with our spiritual life? The answer is plenty. By guarding and cherishing our anonymity, we earn spiritual rewards beyond comprehension. There is great virtue in doing something nice for someone and not telling anyone about it. By the same token, resisting the impulse to proudly announce our membership in NA to the world in effect, asking everyone to acknowledge how wonderful we are, makes us value our recovery all the more. Recovery is a gift that we've received from a power greater than ourselves. Boasting about our recovery as if it were our own doing leads to prideful feelings and grandiosity. But keeping our anonymity leads to humility and feelings of gratitude. Recovery is its own reward. Public acclaim can't make it any more valuable than it already is. Okay, so this is good. I want to talk about this because this is like that old way of thinking, okay? And I totally support people who choose to be anonymous, but I'm not anonymous and I choose not to be anonymous. I talk to my employers about my recovery. The reason I have the job I have today is because of my recovery. And I do understand that some people have to be anonymous because they have jobs in the medical field or they have jobs that are like professional jobs where if they were to admit that they were in recovery, their employers might treat them differently. But for me, it's not the case. Like I can share about my recovery and not be anonymous. And I'm not having bad consequences from that. At the same time, I understand why AA and NA choose to keep each other's anonymity, and they stress that to their members because if people were going around, right, and everybody in the world that was getting sober was saying, I'm a part of AA. I'm a part of AA. Okay. They were going on TV shows and saying, I'm a part of AA. And then they went out and drank again. Then all the people would say, oh, well, if they were in AA and they drank, that must mean that AA doesn't work. Right. And so that would end up deterring some people from joining AA. So that's why they talk about keeping anonymity, not because they want us to be ashamed of our recovery, not because they want, you know, other people to not know about, you know, recovery. It's because it's looked at like this. It's looked at as a thing of attraction rather than promotion. Hey, Monica. And you know what? The more I get, the more I'm like, I'm kind of getting adjusted to you guys to working from home now and not like leaving the house all the time. And so I I like working at home, but I have to get more of a program or a schedule going to where like I actually get dressed and don't like sit in my pajamas all day. So it's kind of it's different for me. But anyway, a lot of people still practice anonymity, which, like I said, I totally respect that. But I totally love seeing people that are not anonymous who share about being in recovery. And I'm not the kind of person who looks at somebody sharing their experience, strength, and hope as bragging or boasting. I get inspired by other people who share their stories. That's why I started sharing my story because I watched people before me who were sharing theirs. And I was like, wow, hey, Leanne. I was, hey, Mark. I was like, wow, if they can share their story and they can stay sober, maybe that I can do that too. You know what I mean? I tell you guys this story all the time, but I remember the first rehab I ever went to. It was Quapaw House in Hot Springs, and this girl, Candace, was sharing her story. And she was a triple OG dope fiend like me. And I remember thinking, wow, if she can stop shooting dope, then maybe I can. And I really got inspiration from watching other people go before me and get sober. I also don't get discouraged, or I don't think less of people when they relapse. I think of them as human beings. I don't go, oh, well, that must mean that the programs don't work. That's not what I think at all. When somebody relapses, I think, oh, they're human. Shit happens. You know what I mean? It's not because the program that they were working isn't a good program. It doesn't mean that they didn't do, and it means that they made a mistake, and it doesn't mean that they're less than. Yeah, it was really crazy. It's really, really, really weird, Aaron. I'm having a little struggle about that. Hey, Jose, what's up? So I used to be like really big into 12 steps, the AA 12-step way. And especially when I first started my channel, if you guys go to my video tab and then click and go to oldest videos, you'll see how involved and how gung-ho I was about the 12-step fellowships. But I have really kind of like I've really gotten away from that. Like, I don't believe that you have to be anonymous. I don't believe that you have to hide that you're in recovery. I don't believe that. I don't care. Like, honestly, I tell everybody that I work for that I'm in recovery. You know why? Because being sober is one of my greatest accomplishments. And I know that you might think that's weird or lame, but I was straight strung out. Okay, I couldn't go one single day without stabbing my arms with needles. All right, I couldn't go one single day without freaking burying my freaking face in pills and dope. And today I'm sober, and it's a damn miracle. It's a damn miracle. So I love sharing about recovery. I love inspiring other people and helping other people. I love encouraging other people and lifting them up and guiding them and pointing them in directions of support. Like, I love that shit. And so, to each their own, I understand, that some people need to be anonymous, but we're not anonymous over here on Real Talk Recovery. I mean, I went on a damn talk show and talked about my addiction. Like, that is like the whole world saw me on that talk show, crying and just being a human. And you know what? The more people that share openly like that, not worried about who's judging them and who's looking at them, the better the world will be, because we need more people that we can look at and say, damn, she and I are alike. I'm just like her. Instead of these fake ass people on the internet with big asses and big titties and little waists and plumped up lips and fake eyebrows and all this Botox here and there and everywhere. Like, that's not reality. That's not what a regular person looks like, and I'm fixing to go on a tangent. So y'all better buckle y'all seatbelt, because I'm going on a tangent. Looking on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and seeing all these people that are just like not real. Their bodies are not real. Their faces are not real. Everything is a filter. Everything is a freaking boop, boop. It's like somebody took a needle and pop, 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 like they're blowing up a bike tire, you guys. Like, literally just plumping it up with as much air as they can. And the Tamron Hall show, Rainey. The Tamron Hall show. It was when was that, you guys? It was the beginning of the coronavirus. So I think it was in March. And it replays on TV all the time, because I'll get like an influx of people messaging me. You can go to Tamron Hall here on YouTube, and the video's on there. Right. So, right, to protect other people's anonymity, but the anonymity is also to protect the fellowship. Okay. So the reason they say, it's to protect the fellowship, because if I don't know if you were in here, Jessica, when I gave that example, but someone could get sober through AA, and then they could, tell everybody that they got sober because of AA, and then they could relapse. And then let's say they're a TV personality or somebody that's on YouTube. And then what will happen is a lot of people might be discouraged to go to AA because they'll think, oh, well, Nicole went to AA and she relapsed. It must not work. So it's also to protect the fellowship. That's why they say to keep it out of radio, press, and film or whatever. But we are not. I was reading that meditation because I just like reading those meditations. But like here, we're not anonymous, obviously, because we're sitting here on YouTube talking about addiction and recovery. You know what I mean? And I'm also not a part of the AA 12-step fellowship anymore. And when I was a part of it, I just kind of like talked about the principles and the steps and traditions of that program, but I didn't, I wasn't like a big advertiser about, I go to this meeting on da 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 da. But now that I'm a part of Mara, shoot, I invite everybody to Mara, you guys. And I made a TikTok video shouting Mara out, and I put the link to the Mara website on there and everything. I'm really excited because there's so many people that do not know that Medication-Assisted Recovery Anonymous even exists. There's so many people that are on methadone and Suboxone that need support, you guys, that have no idea. They have no idea it's even a thing. So back to my tangent I was on. It's like so discouraging to be a normal woman, okay? A normal woman, size 14, 16, and look around, and all I see on Instagram and all these places is fakeness. And that's just not normal. It's not obtainable without surgery. Okay. Some people are lucky enough to have that like hourglass shape, but to the extreme that I see these women getting it done, you guys, it's like they have these waists that are like this big, and then their asses just go, whoa! And then it's like so big that it like juts out from the bottom of their thigh. It's like not even real. You know what I'm saying? Now, I think that having a little bit of Botox right here to get this done, and maybe a little Cupid bow enhancement right there, but I'm talking about shit that's unobtainable. And then you go online and that's all you see, and you're like, damn, I don't look like that, and I'll never look like that. It can get kind of discouraging, you know? Anyway, I don't even know how I got on that tangent. I don't even know how I got there. Obviously, I've been wanting to talk today because I just took us to another level, huh, y'all? So, I love you, Freya. Hey, Joe, what's up? Hold on, guys. I gotta let the dog back in. Come on. I'm just a regular girl. Yeah, I'm a regular person. You know what, Auntie Ro? I bet it does. I bet it has been, because you know what? I went to California just for that short time I was there, and everybody here in the South, you guys, in the South, we have big girls because everybody eats good down here. We eat good Southern cooking, and but over there in California, it was totally different than what it is here. You know what I mean? And you know what, you guys? Here's the thing. I used to be ashamed of the fact that I'm chunky, but I'm like starting to kind of embrace it more and more every single day. I could improve a little bit on my health, on the health side of things, lose a little bit of weight, but I'm not like, I used to hate it. I used to hate myself and cry about it every day. Every day for like 6 months, I cried about being overweight, and I hated myself. And I still have days where I look in the mirror and I think, oh gosh, you look like shit. But lately here, it's been getting a lot better. Like, I look at myself and I see somebody who has beat addiction. I see somebody who's given birth to the most beautiful boy in the whole wide world. I've seen somebody who is able to stand tall and not be ashamed anymore. I see athletic. I see a body where my legs are so strong and I've got muscles in my legs are like my best asset. And anytime I get discouraged a little bit, I think about how I have my son and I wouldn't have him because I remember when I got pregnant with Nate. We had a meeting with my mother and father-in-law right over there on that couch. We all four sat down and I was like, I'll have an abortion. I will have an abortion. And my mother and father-in-law were like, no, you're not going to have an abortion. And I'm just so glad I didn't. And I can't believe sometimes that I ever even thought about having an abortion. But I'm so glad I didn't have one. I'm so glad I didn't let the disease of addiction take my son from me forever, because that's why I was going to have an abortion, because I was like, I can't get sober. And I knew I couldn't get sober. You know what I mean? I knew it. I knew the day I found out I was pregnant with my son that I was not going to get sober. And I did not get sober. I was, I used the whole time I was pregnant with my son. And I'm not proud of that, but I'm telling you guys what, like, I was willing to not have my son for drugs, and look at the person that I am today. I mean, just here with me now, I know you guys see, like, I love my son so much. I can't believe I almost let my addiction take that from me. And I also look back to that time and I can't believe how strongly my addiction had a hold on me, that I was willing to give up everything for drugs. It's just so hard because when I reflect on that time, it's like, damn, I was really willing to kill my own child. And when I see him like in front of me now, I'm just like, he's so beautiful. He's such a miracle, you guys. And he keeps me sober. I know you guys might not understand that, but my son is what keeps me sober. He is the reason why I wake up every single morning early. I wake up an hour before it's time to get him up, so that way I can get his clothes laid out, so that way I can get him set up for the day. And I want to send him off on the right track. I want to make sure that his day starts in a positive way. When I think back to when I was in my addiction, like, I never would have even thought like that before, For your Oh, Anne, thank you. Thank you, Anne. I really appreciate that. You didn't have to do that. But do you guys know what I'm saying? Like, it's such a reality for me. So, because I reflect back on that, and the longer I stay sober, the more I reflect on what my life used to be and how I used to be. And I think about I love my son so much, you guys. And I just, for those of you guys that don't know my story, hold on. Yeah, I have I hate doing this. I hope you guys don't get offended. I have a PayPal link, and it's just, hold on, let me link it. It's paypal.me/recovery journey. Listen to this, you guys. Sorry, I'm emotional. I think I'm fixing to start my period, y'all. Before I got sober, you guys, when I was like 23 or 24, I had cheated on this guy that I was dating. I had been with this guy for like 6 or 7 years, and he used to beat me. I mean, he would beat me like a dog. we would get into an argument over drugs usually, and then it would usually be because I worked 2 full-time jobs. Let me tell y'all this story, because a lot of you guys are really new to my channel and you don't know anything about this. So when I was 22, I met this guy and I just fell in love with him. And he was on methamphetamine, and I was too, but I really started doing it when we met. And we fell in love in the first like a year and a half to 2 years was good. I mean, he wasn't hitting me. We were just getting high and I was working and he had a part-time job, but I was taking care of him. Well, about 2 years into that relationship, he just started to beat me. Like I said, we'd get into arguments. He would punch me in my face. He would drop kick my head on the ground. Like, it was horrible, you guys. It was complete the scariest thing I've ever been through. I've never had a man take my head and bounce it off the concrete. This dude would like snap and there would be nothing. He would just beat me like I was another man. And so, okay, it was horrible. And so when I was with him, I cheated on him with another man, with a guy named Jason. And this guy named Jason was literally going to prison the next week for manslaughter because he had gotten into he had been driving drunk and he hit somebody and they died. So he got charged with vehicular manslaughter and went to prison for it. Well, he was about to go to prison and I had cheated on him. And with that guy, and I got pregnant. And I remember like calling my mom and calling my sister Michelle, and I didn't know what to do. And I had an abortion. And I think back to that time, you guys, because I had that abortion, I think it was like 23 or 24. And I was really bad in my addiction then too. And I think back then, and I think sometimes if I hadn't have done that, maybe I would have gotten sober then. Maybe I wouldn't have put my family through all this shit I put them through, But I know I can't make that change, but I really, really do think about that sometimes. And I feel so much guilt in my soul for doing that because I could have made a change right then. But instead, I didn't have somebody like my mother-in-law and my father-in-law saying no. I had my mom saying it, but I was so just distanced from my mom that she could have told me no 1,000 times and I was going to do the direct opposite of what she told me to do. You know what I mean? And so I always think back to that time. I think I should have made a change then, and that was so many years. I didn't get sober until I was like 32 years old, you guys. I'm 38 years old now, I'll be 39 in March. A bitch is almost 40. Like I can't even believe that either. Like when I look at myself talking to you guys right here, I can't even believe I'm almost 40 years old. I feel like I'm 17 years old still. I feel like I'm still the young Nicole that's still trying to learn how to do life. Hitman, don't take it personal, Hitman. But anyway, you guys, I'm sorry. I'm so emotional tonight. I'm emotional a lot of nights, but I'm really emotional tonight. You know what, you guys? Like, I'm so emotional tonight. My poor mom prayed for me so much. She used to pray for me all the time. My mom is the kind of mom that, like, you can go over to her house and she's going to make you something to eat. She's going to just take care of you. She's going to be like waiting on you hand and foot. Like, she's just that kind of mom who she knows you want to come home and you want to be with your mom, And I used to go over to my mom and dad's house and I would be so high. but I would have nowhere to go, and I would just want one night to sleep, and so I would go over to my mom's house, but I would be so strung out that I would try to sleep, but I would be having hallucinations, and so my mom would let me lay on her lap, and she would play with my hair and pray for me until I fell asleep. Oh, I was just so possessed, I was possessed by drugs. Now, you know, my parents are just so grateful and they're so proud of me, you guys. And I'm proud that they're proud of me, but I think about that all the time too, because my dad is like the opposite of the way my mom is. My mom is like super super chill and just like so sweet. And my dad is really high strung and freaked out, kind of like I am. You know what I mean? And so like my mom would be calm, but my dad would be really freaking out. And so now my dad doesn't worry about me anymore. You guys know because y'all have got to see how, as I've stayed sober, every year I stay sober, my dad like trusts me more. And he will do things to show that he trusts me by like one of the first things my dad did for me that really made me realize that he was trusting me was that he gave me $500 for my son's Christmas, for everybody. So I could buy Nathaniel Christmas, Neil Christmas, me Christmas, and then Christmas presents for my friends. And he gave me cash. And he used to would have gave me a gift card or something like that, But that was the first time I realized, you know what? My dad trusts me, you know. So I need to. Hey, Chrissy, what's up, girl? I'm just talking. I'm just processing, y'all. I'm okay. Sometimes I just have um oh, Monica, I'm so sorry, girl. I am really, really sorry. I know. You know what, Monica? I was talking to somebody, who was it the other day that came? Dawn. She came on the channel and she was talking about not having custody of her kids. And I was talking to her about making a journal, like a video journal. You could write a journal, only it could be a journal to your mom. And so every night before you go to bed, you could journal, and the journal's name could be your mom's name. And you could write on in there. You know what I mean? I'm good, Hitman. Don't worry. I'm telling you guys, I'm emotional, and I know this is too much information, but I'm seriously think I'm going to be on my period soon. So y'all know how it is. Isn't it the first of the month? Y'all already know the first 2 weeks of the month are usually all the weeks I cry. So y'all need to learn, write it down on your calendar. The 1st through the 16th is Nicole's cycle. So anytime between then and there, I could be crying even more than normal. I know. I'm glad my mom's still here too, you guys. I really am. I think about, my mom and dad have been really worried about since the coronavirus and everything. And they weren't going to let me come over for 2 weeks after I got back from California. But they ended up letting me come back. Like, I think it had been like 7 days since I had gone. But the whole time I was in California, I wore my mask. Like, I wore my mask everywhere I went. The only time I didn't wear it was when I was in my hotel room with my friends. But we were all like really careful. Hey, Nikki, what's up, girl? How you doing? We were just talking about anonymity earlier. I can't believe that meditation was about anonymity because I just haven't even thought about that in so long, you know? I used to feel like I really needed to be like, I don't know if it was embarrassed or of like I was worried to say that I was in recovery. Um, because I was afraid that other people were going to judge me the first year that I was sober. But I'm so glad that that's not like it. It's not like that anymore. Oh, Hitman, I'm sorry. You know, sometimes I have some, I know it's not the same as losing a parent, but I have this one friend that passed away whenever I was, how old was I? Like 26 or 27. And we were best friends. We went to high school together. Her name was Nikki Beasley. Me and her were like really close. Then Leanne, the girl, I don't know if she's still on. Leanne, are you still on here? Me and Leanne were like tied at the hip 11th and 12th grade, and we were running and gunning, y'all. Running and gunning. Leanne and I, one time we stayed out all night. My mom and dad were blowing me up, right? And so they would not let me stay the night. They knew I was fucking up. So me and Leanne were over at these guys' house that we all hung out with. We were smoking and drinking, and I didn't want to smell like alcohol and weed. So I made them all smoke cigarettes and blow the smoke on me, thinking that it would help. Leanne pulls up in the driveway and drops me off, and I come to walk in to my dad at the door, and I said, "Happy New Year," or some shit like that, and it was not even a holiday. That's how drunk I was. I was so stupid. What does wonder for a headache? Sam and Philip sent me a CBD pin today. I got it for my migraines, y'all. But it's just it's CBD, not THC. So now when I have a migraine, I can smoke that and hopefully it'll help it go away. Oh, but 41 days, Hitman. That's awesome. I'm so proud of you. I feel their presence quite often. My dad loved coffee. Sometimes the coffee pot will just come on by itself. Raimi, that's crazy. I have had experiences like that before too. My friend stopped and he goes up every day and went to, oh, Joe, that's awesome, man. Congratulations to your friend. Recovery's possible, yo. Recovery's possible. I mean, you can ask you guys one day. I'll have a bunch of my friends from high school on here so they can share with you guys how hopeless I was. Okay, sure, Chrissy. I was I was such a dope addict. I was so strung out. And so now, like, I know you guys know. I know you guys know what it's like because y'all have been there. But sometimes, like, when you have somebody who can, like, they can share from their perspective what you were like, it's just like, it's hard to hear. It's hard to hear. You know what I mean? Like, I have friends that they could tell me the truth and they could tell me, like, girl, I couldn't stand to be around you anymore. Like one of my friends, my friend Candy, she she couldn't be around me anymore. She was like, I don't want to be around you because you're going to die and I can't watch you do that to yourself. And I I just it's like I couldn't just do stuff and like just do it a little bit and have a good time and let it go. Like I had to go and it was I got so strung out. There was no like there was no minimal getting high. There was no like, oh, I'm just gonna do one line. Yes, Leanne, they were so strict. I remember like begging my dad and my mom to let me stay the night. Remember, girl? And so what I started doing finally, me and Leanne, we were riding, we would go to Malvern on the weekends. And finally I just fuck it. I'm not going home. I'm not going. And we would just stay out there in Malvern. Girl. Oh, those were the good old days. Hey, Chris, how you doing, honey? Y'all, I never played with Barbie dolls. Y'all want to know what I did with Barbie dolls? I pulled their heads off and I would get a pan and stick it on my head and then beat my sisters with a Barbie doll. We would play battle stations and Barbie dolls would be our weapons. I grew up with two little sisters and we were just straight up crazy as hell. Crazy as hell. Hey, Freya, I'm so proud of you, girl. That's awesome. Seriously, Aaron, we used to rip their legs off and then beat each other with the legs and the body and the head. You know what? Y'all are gonna laugh. The more my channel grows, because remember back in the day, I was always trying to get my sister to come on and do a story with us. Now that my channel's growing a little bit more, they're taking it more seriously. It's like, I'm gonna have to come on your channel, and I'm like, girl, you didn't come on my channel when we were had at 500. Why can't you come on now? So it's silly. But my baby sister, she's like really big into social media and she has her own she is let me show you guys. You guys need to watch my sister's channel. Hold on, let me get it. Okay, here she is. Hold on, I'm going to share it over to you. I'm going to share it in the chat so y'all can see it. Do y'all like music? Y'all got to see my sister Christine. She's really good. Do y'all like? Here's one of her. She does covers, like cover songs and stuff. Get up this way. Here we go. Here's an old school song. Y'all ready?
Hey everyone, Christine DeMayo here. I thought I would put one of my favorite songs to cover, and it's called No Dating by Blackstreet. So check it out. Let me know what you think. Here we
go. Y'all like this.
Sure get down the road. Baby got him open all over town. Strictly this, he don't play around. Cover much ground, gotta get out down. Each day is a war day, each and every day. Shoot away the ways, I can't get him off my mind. Well, I think I do it all the time. East side to the west side, push back right, ain't no surprise. Got tricks in the stash, checking up the cash, just running out to the gas. My money's outrageous, he's always you're a perfect 10. I wanna get in.
I know she's good. I told y'all.
He's got class and style, take nothing but about. And he never has well, there's no key on the profile. Can't you feel it's a no? Let me tell you how it goes. Say curves the words in the verse. Say there's some great way to love. Rolling with the madness, you don't even know what happens. You got to make it right. I'm sure that look away, so I'm waiting for you. Try to stop all day, every day.
I'm so proud of my little sister, y'all. I think she's really good too. I'm kind of, I'm biased, but she is amazing and so good. I know, Joe. I love that song. I love that song too. I remember growing up and being like a teenager and listening to that song. What about y'all know who I'm talking about? back in the 90s, his name was it Kevin? Keith Sweat. Keith Sweat, baby. Those were the good old days. Anyways, I'm gonna go to bed, y'all. I'm tired. I gotta go give Nate a bath and get his butt to bed, because if it was up to my son, you guys, he would stay up all night. He thinks he is 20 years old. Literally 6 years old, going on 20. He's sassy. He tells it like it is. And his personality, I'm telling y'all, it's like a mixture between me and my husband. I told Nate in a couple more years, by the time he's like 9 or 10, I'll let him start a channel and he can do like, gaming or whatever he wants to do on it. But yeah, anyways, I love you guys. Thanks for coming and hanging out with me tonight. And I'll see you guys tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Shout out to everybody in Arkansas. If you're in Little Rock, Arkansas tomorrow and you want to come to a Mara meeting with me, please text me on that phone number. Me and Christy are going to be going to the Mara meeting tomorrow night. It starts at 5:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, and it's located at 11219 Financial Parkway Center. If you need a ride, I'll come swoop you up. Just text me and let me know, but that will be tomorrow at 5:30 p.m. here in Little Rock. And then I'll see you guys tomorrow night at 7 for our online Mara meeting here on the channel. All right. All right. Night, guys. Love y'all.
Perfect time. Because I wanted to get
Perfect timing.